Hey guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here with an update on the not so resilient Jenkins. Steph decided to go completely off the wall and did a really long Facebook post that I thought was quite interesting. So we're going to go over it together. If you're interested, please keep watching. Alright, you guys, so let's start at the top. And as a completely unrelated side note, yes, I have a mark on my nose. I was wearing my eyeglasses all day, and I don't wear them while I film because the ring light and the glasses is just a really distracting kind of combination, so I try to avoid it. But let's start at the top of what Steph had to say. I honestly can't keep up with this hate. Already, let's interrupt it. Yes, there might be a very small percentage of people sending them hateful, comments or whatever. But people do not take kindly to you showing your negligent parenting on social media and abusing and abandoning cats and going ahead as if that's just something that's okay. If people are calling those behaviors out, that's not hate. That's just people that are disgusted by what you are publishing. I don't see why anyone can even have an issue with someone who has been there for their kid. I'm not trying to keep anyone away from anyone. She's obviously talking about Drew's son and his mother and this entire debacle that has been unfolding. There was a court order that this child was to spend Sundays with his mother, and Drew blocked it and said that, oh, the kid doesn't want to do it. The kid, is happy here in the shoebox. No. That's not right. It is simply not right. And because it's happening publicly, people have every right to share their opinion about it. She continues, I grew babies in my body. You think I would ever dare stand between that connection and another mother? F no. But I will respect a child's feelings and their timing on the matter. There. Of course, she's either way. And that's literally all I want to do here. I don't want my entire page to turn into this situation. But what people are speculating about is that there could be some kind of coaching happening. We have heard about this for, I've known of it forever, where you have two parents that are separated, and when the kid is with one parent, the parent's talking bad about the other parent, and kids absorb everything. They are literally sponges. So if there's one parent talking down about the other one, then you're giving that child a sour taste about the other parent. And of course, that's where kid coaching comes into the conversation. I have 4 other kids to think about, and they deserve my time and attention too. You know what I think they deserve? I think they deserve a home. I think they deserve a permanent house to live in, and for all of this nonsense to come to a stop. And as far as everyone bringing the drama about Drew and his oldest son to my page and hating on me for that, why? It has not crap to do with me. God, she speaks like a middle schooler. I have urged to make attempts, and he feels just like D, his oldest son, will be hesitant and scared to start that relationship back up, and I can understand that. Do I respect him not making attempts despite? No. Y'all are really out here acting like I'm not the best mom I can be every day. You are far from the best mom that you can be every day. These children that you cannot stop producing deserve so much more than what you are giving to them. Y'all went viral on TikTok, you made a bunch of money, and you still ended up being evicted, abandoning the cats, showing negligent parenting, and now literally being in a shelter with your children. That is not being the best. You knew that this was going to happen. You had the financial resources to make sure that it didn't happen, and it still happened anyway. So you are shameful. You're not doing your best. And on top of all of that, let's go back to square one, where Steph and Drew both refused to work. They refuse to work. They will use any excuse under the sun to try to explain that away. None of it makes any sense, and it's proving that you're not good parents and overall not good people. I carry weight around on my name and are entirely on the men I have been with, and that's BS, especially coming from other women who should be able to put that together. Let me say it again. I will never stand in between a bio parent and their kid. It's not bio parent, it's his mother. It's his mother. And as far as you having a track history of choosing terrible partners to reproduce with, let's go back to your still legal husband, because you are still legally married, to a literal SO. And you're continuing to make bad choices. That's the kid's decision, not mine. All I've done is to be there for the kiddo, and I hate kiddo, and do everything I can to show up daily for him, not me pointing fingers, just standing up for myself. You couldn't even give him stable housing. What are you showing up for? And you've also put your hands on him in the past. So this is not a child that you have protected, period. Why come at me and get my accounts banned and have all these full-on hate pages about me when I'm just doing the best I can? Again, you're not doing the best you can. Get off your ass and go get a job. Drew, here she throws Drew under the bus. And some people are saying, oh my God, she's seeing the light. She's going to end up leaving Drew. I don't think any of that. I don't think she's going to leave him. I think she's trying to save her own ass right now. And I don't believe any of this. I think that she's just utilizing this so that some people might feel bad for her. I don't pity her. I don't think she's a victim. And I think that she has been very active in all of the bad things that we've seen unfold. Drew mentally dipped out on me after we went viral, and I'll speak on that more. He even admitted that if he hadn't mentally dipped out on me, that I would probably have the time to figure out our cats and keeping them. And yeah, if he hadn't been more or less absent those 3 months, I would have the proper time on my hands to find that the motel we ended up in allows animals, and we could have had our fur babies. They are in a shelter, and based on what I know, these shelters do not allow you to have pets. I think the last thing on your mind should be caring for an animal you can't even properly house and care for the children. I will never forgive him or myself for that. And when I said answer the phone, make attempts to figure this out before it ends up with lawyers and me losing my accounts, I wish to God he would have listened. I get being cautious about the process, but what child isn't going to want to have a relationship with the person that they grew inside of? This post is vulnerable, but I can't keep watching everything I've worked towards be broke apart for an image people have about me that isn't correct. What a pity party, isn't it? I think when parents can figure it out, kids who have bonus parents have additional support in life. Why would I not want that? Try to consider how confusing this situation has been for my bio kids as well, who have to sit and wonder why their dingle F dad doesn't want to be in the picture. Why their stepbrother has another parent who wants to send gifts and be a part of his life, but not your second parent kiddos. Oh my God. I think your other kids are probably wondering why they are living in a single room. I think they are probably wondering why mom's always on her phone. Why is mom giving so much more attention to the younger kids than she is to us? I think they have a lot of questions, and it's just so sad that y'all couldn't keep it together for the sake of these kids. How tragic. Y'all are so effing insensitive about the matter, and it's not even your life. Well, if you don't want people to stop being insensitive, then stop making your life your content. Stop sharing with TikTok. Stop posting videos. If you don't want public commentary, don't make it public content. And as far as me marrying an SO, I've already made videos on that. You can take the time to find them and either show respect or not. Nope, we're not going to show respect. We're not going to show respect when you are still legally married to the SO. And then you went and reproduced with another person that has no moral compass or drive or anything. Becoming a victim of DV and SA like it's her fault he chose to be a horrible person is sickening, honestly. My ex is rotting exactly where he deserves to be. I keep a notification on my phone if he gets moved to a different prison because the thought of him ever being out again terrifies the F out of me. I don't have as much time on my hands to speak on all these things. Ma'am, you're not working. You're not spending time with your kids. So what are you doing? If I wanted to just sit and speak to the camera all day, my kids' needs would not be met. They're still not being met. They're still not being met. They still they have gone on a steady decline in their quality of life because of your choices. Notice how most of the time I'm doing a voiceover on a video of literally me cleaning, cooking, whatever it may be. But I'm not just talking to the camera. My oldest daughter turns 10 tomorrow, and I've wanted to have so much more for her life at this point. I can't help but to wonder if I don't have more to offer because I choose men that don't think more should be provided. Guess what, Steph? Nobody is coming to save you. You had an offer from your mother to move in with her so that the children had their own bedrooms, but you wanted to drag her through the mud and make her another villain in this story so that you could continue to make yourself a victim. Everyone else is the villain, and I am the meek little victim. There is so much of a victim complex in this, and I've said this before. Having maturity and understanding of, an adult life is knowing that nobody is going to come save you. You can say, oh, well, my husband should have done this. Oh, my mom should have done that. My boyfriend, my girlfriend, whoever. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, they should have done this. It is on you to save yourself. And when you have children that are counting on you, that is ramped up to, like 1,000,000%. Stop expecting other people to pay your way and save the day. I really try to decipher what is cause of Drew's spectrum struggles versus what is a choice he could change. So now Drew's on the spectrum. So you have a toddler that's on the spectrum, and now you're trying to say that Drew's on the spectrum. Drew has not once, this has never been mentioned. This has never been shared. Drew is a lazy, entitled bum who will not make even a little bit of an effort until he feels like he absolutely has to. So we've seen him now recently doing the gig work because something has to happen, but it's how much lower from rock bottom do you have to be to literally do a couple of DoorDash orders? And I also really can't stand how there's this kind of message that she's saying, oh, well, maybe things are bad because Drew's on the spectrum. Again, Drew's not going to save you. Nobody's here to save you. But secondly, let's not act like being on the spectrum equates to not being able to provide or have a good life. There are plenty of adults who are on the spectrum or have autism, and they work full time and they're eager and excited to learn new things and help people and be a functioning member of society. So stop trying to make it sound like autism. If you're on the spectrum or you have autism, that means that you just can't do anything. That is completely incorrect. But that keeps looking like me carrying a mental weight I shouldn't have to carry on top of everything else, especially when my first priority in life is my kids. Again, how many times can I say it? Your own actions have not shown that your main priority are your children. Yeah, you like producing them and giving the baby and the young one more attention than the older ones, but it's a constant cycle. Eventually, the baby is going to get a little older and get less attention, and you will probably end up having more children. It's so sad, the whole thing. I can't be hyper focused on my man when we have kids to think about. I'm tired of feeling like my kids are parented in ways I wouldn't allow if I was single momming it. How can I expect my little girls to grow up confident and feeling valued when I don't give off that energy at all? Another huge thing that comes up is I'm a godly person. Church is a bit much due to social anxiety, but as far as living a life according to God's plan, I'm trying to do that, and Drew is not godly at all. Godly, not godly. Let's talk about, are you a good person? Do you care for your children? Do you allow them to turn up in this position because you have a refusal to work a job and you are obsessed with being impregnated by somebody else who does not want to work a job? I understand, like, religion can play a really big role in a lot of people's lives, and I fully support that, but let's not act like being ungodly equates to being lazy and not having any motivation. It's all just, the way I see it is, I don't think that God would appreciate the position that you have put these children in. I feel like if we both had that spiritual connection and relationship, we wouldn't have so much standing in the way of our glow up. No, your lack of motivation and refusal to work is what's in the way of your glow up. It's you. It's your fault. It's your problem. It's your lack of wanting to do anything. And you made money on social media and you didn't even pay your fucking rent. I mentally can barely take more. Social media is the way I am able to stay home and make money from home. No one will raise my babies like I want them to be raised. But you did make money on social media, and you still ended up at the shelter. I'm doing everything I can to be a good mother and steady life partner, but please, for the love of God, go attack the correct people. For all the hate, understand my only intention is to be here for my kids. That includes D, but I'm not standing in the way of anything or anyone, so why keep trying to block my success, which in turn is blocking my kids? Have some respect, please. Steph, have you noticed that your entire time on social media, anytime that you come and get vocal about things, it's everyone else's fault? Like I said earlier, everyone else is a villain and she's the victim in every single scenario. So for me personally, this victim complex and victim mentality goes nowhere, and I don't think she's going to leave Drew. They have gone in together on rage bait before. She has talked about wanting to go viral and utilizing fake drama to get views. And I think this is just another one of those situations. She's going to come back and say, oh, y'all really thought I was going to drag my king. Y'all really thought I was going to, talk bad about my mans. So I think it's all just a catastrophe. And like I've said in a lot of other videos, every single time I think of her and Drew and their lack of motivation and nonsense that comes out of both of their mouths, I have sorrow for the kids. And it's unfortunate to witness, but, things could have been different. And you are not a victim. You just lack motivation. That's all. So either way, that's going to be it for today. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.